across the plains. WCBH is on the go. Join us as we walk the Camino.
Well, we've reached the big 3-0, day 30. We've just finished our third rest day, and today we've walked 21 kilometres from Leon through to Villadangos del Paramo. It's the first day after a rest day, which you've got to get back into the flow of things. Leon's obviously a big city, so by the time we walked out of the city and through the outer suburbs, we were pretty much half done for the day. And then the next stretch was a fairly industrial region. We've been really lucky that the path has taken us through so many beautiful scenic locations, farmland, bush, etc. But today was largely walking alongside a major road, a lot of industry, a lot of warehouses, factories, a lot of trucks going past as well. So it wasn't the most scenic of places. A couple of interesting things. We've seen a lot of storks, and the storks, they build these massive nests. Like they would be huge, possibly standing, you'd probably say 50 centimetres plus high, and probably 50 centimetres plus in diameter. They're really large, and they build them on anything that's high. Power pole, they'll put one on top of the top. Church, yep, they'll whack a couple of them up there. And they don't seem too territorial. They're quite happy to sort of have stork's nest next to stork's nest next to stork's nest. So that's been quite good to see all of the storks. Coming into Villadangos, just this real concentrated area, and this is not hyperbole, hundreds of nests of ravens all flying around the sky, ravens all sitting in the trees, ravens all along the grounds, and just nests. This was Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. It was almost like a scene from that. There were that many birds. Fortunately, we're bird people and we love birds, so that was really interesting to see. We came across pilgrims today, other Australians that we saw probably a week or so ago, and we thought there was a couple of days gap between us, but we came across them today. But interestingly, there was a lot of new pilgrims on the road today, and there was a lot more pilgrims on the road today. And what we've put this down to, and we chatted to a few people on the road, was Leon is another big starting point. And that there is something about it being Holy Week that people tried to schedule the start of their walks for Holy Week as well. So a lot more foot traffic on the walk today, and you can kind of spot the new pilgrims. They don't look dusty. They don't look a little bit dishevelled, and I don't mean sort of broken down, injured. I just mean, we're looking a bit scruffy. Our clothes are a bit dusty. Our shoes are definitely dusty. You can tell that we've been walking for a few weeks, but there was a lot of shiny, brand spanking new pilgrims out there on the course today. It's been cold. It feels like it's getting colder. In fact, we've seen some posts from other pilgrims on the Camino Facebook groups that it's been snowing along the early part of the path, sort of that St. John through to, that first section. There's actually been snow, not deep snow, but enough snow to cover the ground. And it has been particularly cold today. We're probably a little bit sunburned and a little bit windburned today, because we've been rugged up. We haven't had our big hats on. It has been cold. And one of the pilgrims said to us today that as we head a little bit further into the third section, into that Galicia region, that it's likely to get colder, and that there's a particular area where they've walked previously and they've come across snow, and I think they said they came across snow in May. So yeah, would love to see snow, just because we're from the tropics and we don't often get to see snow, definitely not in the tropics, but when we've travelled, we don't often get to see snow. but not necessarily looking for the cold, wet socks, the cold, wet gloves, the slush that might come along with snow being melted during the day as well. Tomorrow's a shorter day, and then we pick up the kilometres again, but we're back into the swing of things after our rest day in Leon, and it's Holy Week. So as we walk this week, we're expecting to see a whole lot of activities on the journey as we lead up to the Easter weekend.
The rain in Spain stays mainly in the...
Step by step through the sun and rain, over mountains, across the plains. WCBH is on the go. Join us as we walk the Camino.